So my first video on this channel was showing you guys how to create 3D bling text, but obviously as you guys know, Photoshop has removed that feature from the newest version. So a lot of you guys have been requesting a new updated video on how to do this without the older version of Photoshop, and that's what I'm going to be showing you guys today. Now I'm just going to tell you first off that you are going to need Illustrator because making 3D text in just Photoshop is just not possible anymore. So you will need Illustrator, but that's it. Just Illustrator in Photoshop and you can pretty much create that same exact type of style. So let's go ahead and get into it. Okay, so first things first, of course you want to have your text. So right here I just have some basic 3D bling text. The next thing you want to do is make sure that your background is transparent, and then you want to export it as a transparent PNG. So save it to your computer, and we're going to take that file and then move it into Illustrator. Okay, so now we're here in Illustrator. Just going to go to a new document. Web large will work for our purposes here. Okay, so now we have a blank document, and we're going to drag that PNG that we just created into Illustrator. Okay, so now we have our text placed and we're ready to go. So next step is to go up at the top right here. We're going to go to Window, and then we're going to go to Image Trace. Now a box should pop up. Just going to slide it in on the side right here. I'm going to make sure that we have our text selected. I'm going to go to grayscale. I'm going to slide this up just a little bit to about 67. And then we're going to go to trace. We want to let it do its thing. And then after it's done, we're going to do the next step. Okay, so now it's traced everything. We're going to go into image trace again, and then we're going to click expand. So now we have each letter. We're going to go in our layers right here. We're just going to remove the ones that don't have any text on it or doesn't have any letter on it, and we're just going to delete those paths. And then you're just going to have this selected. From here you want to go to Window, 3D and Material, same process here. Let's drag that here, and then we're going to go to Extrude, and as you can see it's giving us that 3D look. So right here I'm going to go to front, and then I'm going to add depth to it, and then I'm going to actually go to this middle dot, and I'm going to drag up just a little bit. A bit too much depth. Pull that down some. I'm going to come back to this dot. I'm going to drag down just a little bit. Okay, and if you lose selection on everything, just hit Control A and it'll bring everything back. Right now I'm adjusting the perspective. I'd say that looks pretty good to me. So next we're going to go to materials, and I'm going to select this iron shiny. I'm going to leave a link to this exact material in the description. And in order to add this material, you're just going to want to go to add materials and graphics right here, and then click on the file that you download, and it'll bring it up in here. So from here I'm going to go to lighting at the top right here, and this is where you can kind of change how the brightness hits the text. You can also add more lights by clicking this little plus button right here, and you can also add as many lights as you want to get the desired effect. Add one more, and as you can see, got a nice little detail on the 3D text. Like you can see the shadows and the creases of the text, just to kind of give it a more pronounced look, and I'm pretty satisfied with this. So from here I'm going to click Control A to select everything. I'm going to go to edit. I'm going to make sure I click copy, and then from here we're going to switch back into Photoshop. Okay, so back into Photoshop, we're going to make a new layer. We're going to minimize this old bling text, and then we're going to go to paste. Now if you've done it correctly, this window right here should pop up, and we're going to make sure we paste it as a smart object and click OK. Now sometimes it might show as blank, but a little workaround that I found is to kind of just move the layer around, like move it out of the artboard, move it back, and then it should appear. I don't know why it does that, but it does. So from here I'm just going to go back to my artboard and make it black just so you can see a little bit better. And I'm actually going to try to scale it down just a little bit just so it can fit a little bit better. And now we have our text in Photoshop. Really quick, really fast, really easy. Now from here I'm going to come on the side right here, and I'm going to select the magic wand tool. So make sure that you click on add to selection, which is these two little boxes kind of merged together. I have my tolerance at 10, and then we're going to come back to our vector smart object layer that we just pasted, and we're going to essentially click on the front of each text layer. So I'm going to click this part, I'm going to click this part, and we're going to go all the way through until we have each front face of the text selected. Then we're going to come to our blank layer that we made earlier, and I'm going to go to fill. I'm just going to fill it with a white. Now this is important because we're going to take this text, and this is what we're going to apply our bling text style on. So now, as you can see, we have just a 3D text by itself where we can manipulate. And then we have the bling text. So now from here, what I usually do is I make a duplicate of this just to have another backup copy of it. And I'm just going to turn it off. And I'm going to go to levels. And I'm going to create a clipping mask just so I can kind of control how that, how the shadows pop out, how you can pronouncedly see it. So just kind of makes it stand out a little bit more. And I'm going to right click, I'm going to go to blending option, and then I'm going to go to gradient overlay, and I'm going to go into our vintage covers gradients. I'm just going to find one that I like. I'm going to roll with this one. Oh shit. And then up here, we're just going to select our style. So for this one, I'm going to use this one right here. And from here, we're going to right click on this FX button and go all the way to the bottom. I know it's kind of cut off on the screen, but there'll be an option called scale effects. I'm going to click on that, and this window right here will pop up. We're going to click on the scale and drag it to the left. Okay, click OK. Then we're going to, just for this particular textile, we're going to disable the outer glow and the drop shadow. We're also going to control click, and then we're going to modify, contract, say 5 pixels, and see how that goes. Yeah, that's fine. Control Shift I, delete, and that'll kind of make it a little bit more seamless. And I'm gonna make a new layer. I'm gonna go to brushes. I'm gonna select our vintage covers brushes. Now this pack comes with all of our vintage covers textiles, just to kind of give it a little bit more flair. And I'm gonna add some bling brushes in different spots, and you can use different brushes, change it how you want to. Just trying to give you guys just a basic example on how to do this. So I'm actually going to adjust the levels just a little bit on this one, just to kind of make it match a little bit more. Or you can adjust it basically to your likeness. And yeah, that's pretty much how you can make 3D text with the newer versions of Photoshop. Of course, this one's going to require Illustrator, but I mean, if you don't want to download the old version of Photoshop, this is just another way you can do it, just so you can keep your programs up to date. Hope you guys like the tutorial. And I'm going to be bringing you guys more tips and tricks to help you create better graphics. Don't forget to like and subscribe, and stay tuned for more content.